guys, Thomas from Team Sakuraso here, coming to you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Mark Watch, and today is a double upload because about 2 hours ago we got some huge news about TCG Player on eBay that you're going to want to go check out after this video. But like always, if you guys could smash that like button, let's see if we can get to 100 likes on this video, and subscribe, that would be great. Our goal is 3,500 subs by the end of the year, so let's see if we can hit that. The 3,000 sub special will be coming out hopefully later this week. I just have to get the third prize in because there's going to be 3 amazing prizes that you guys are absolutely going to love. So can't wait to show you guys that. If you're buying any cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. It helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. And consider being a YouTube channel member. And thank you to all my YouTube channel members. You guys really do help keep the channel going. I'm able to supply awesome openings and some really awesome prices that you guys are going to see. Like, you guys are going to be excited for these ones. Now, we're going to get right into it. Just remember that if you guys want me to go over any cards or alert me of any buyouts, always feel free to message me on my social medias. Comment down below, which is the best way of doing it, because I always check my YouTube comment section before making one of these to make sure I can get as many of your guys' requests as possible. And it's free, right? So you might as well. So we're going to get right to it. So the Euro Yu-Gi-Oh! I believe Championship concluded, and to see some of the top 4 decks were really cool, especially Rika. Now, Rika is one of my favorite aesthetic decks in the game. I actually have a PSA 8 of Rika Queen that I got for about 40 something bucks. I think it was like 43 coming in, that I'm going to show off in a PSA video, which I think you guys are really going to enjoy. But right now, non-PSAs are about $41, going up to 42. So I'm really glad I was able to basically get a PSA 8 on this. I'm really excited to have that. Rika Glamour getting bought out for only like the 5th, 6th time of its life. $32 going up to 40, but these were around like 47, 50 bucks. If you got this at $2, congratulations. You got your Masquerade, the Blazing Dragon 2.0, because I told people to pick those up at $1 or $2, and here they are at something. This is too much. If you have these, just sell them. I think these are absolutely ridiculous at this point. Rika Petal over here, $17 going up to 20. No, thank you. Rika, like honestly, I think that Konami has to reprint this as at least commons, maybe in the 2022 tin. I know we already have what we're gonna get in there, but they need to put this somewhere for reprints because Rikas are getting absolutely ridiculous. Now, Rika straight out was something I mentioned in, I believe, the last Market Watch or the one before that. I said, hey, get this at $1, because this is not only a card they use, but it's from Rise of the Duelists, right? So very low quantities. If you paid $1 for this, well, $4 here, but I believe they were probably like 5, 6s earlier on. Not too bad for your weak Rika cards. Now, B-Cup from the Underworld is also bought out, and you guys are probably thinking, is it because of some new tour guide support? Is it because of the aesthetic, or because it was really low, or some crazy cool combo in the OCG? No, it's nothing exciting. It's because this makes if you can make this with Mystic Mine, you protect Mystic Mine. It's hilarious that I see people calling this a problem card when just because of Mystic Mine. No, Mystic Mine is the problem. Stop being stupid. That's all I have to tell you. Like, I remember when I told people that Mystic Mine should honestly get banned, and people were like, "Oh, bro, it only tops with strikers once in a blue moon," and now we're seeing it essentially every single deck list. So I hate to rub it in some people's faces, but it's crazy how that card got defended out of everything. But it is what it is. Some people actually gave me some good arguments. I have to admit, a few of you actually gave me some good arguments in the comment section. But $37 going up to 40 for your CR Beat Cops right now. I think this card is just going to go down because it was used in one deck list. If it starts saying repetitive play, maybe. You have Ultras here for, okay. I see that I'm going to have to put some filters on to find an actual listing. About $2. Okay, not too bad. Now, Enemy Controller from Ancient Sanctuary is also seeing some tech play. And if you don't know what this card does, I'm going to read the better worded version. You activate an effect where you either target face-up monster your opponent controls, change the target's battle position, which isn't too bad of an effect off its own. Or you contribute a monster and target a face-up monster your opponent controls, and you take control of that target until the end phase, right? So it gets one of your cards from the graveyard if you need it, and then it targets one of your opponent monsters and takes it. Now, I think that enemy controller seeing a resurgence in play, which you have to remember, this card has been played in many formats over the years. Not anything recently, in the last, I want to say 5-6 years that I could remember. I think its last spot was like 2015 to 2017. It had a few top decks that played it, but I haven't really seen this card in quite some time. And I think it sets a good precedent that if Change of Heart comes to 2, people will definitely play maybe say 2 Change of Heart and say 1 enemy controller, or 2 Change of Heart and 1 mind control, and things like that. Secret Rares are about $6 here. First editions from Kaiba is about $8, going up to 10. Now this was actually, believe it or not, a bulk card. As you kind of can, okay, if we could scroll down and actually kind of find the listings before like the 20 to say, you see it's like about $1 here. And I always kind of kept these around, so I'm really glad I did. Now, OGs, I know people might call this a buyout personally. I don't really. Now, first and light plates are 35 going up to 50 here. Meanwhile, near mints here are about, you have a $36 one if you actually want near mint. This is actually really good to grab. 81 and 94. This is a first hit from Ancient Sanctuary, and while I understand that Ancient Sanctuary is probably, when it comes to OG collectors of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Ancient Sanctuary is probably the least favorite, which for me it's not. I actually really like Ancient Sanctuary. That's because of nostalgia and the memories I have with it. I remember a shop owner who, he didn't even do really hobby stuff, but he sold a few sets of Pokemon, a few sets of Yu-Gi-Oh! In his random hobby store that was like, it had bikes, all these other knickknacks. And I remember going for a glasses checkup when I was about, I think 6 years old, but he had these packs. They were first set, and he actually gave one to me for free for just checking out the store. And it was just really, really cool. That's why I really like Ancient Sanctuaries, because I have such a good memory for this card. Now, DTs, $9. That's not too bad. Dino Wrestler Pankrotop CR coming out of Ancient Guardians has been seeing some more play. Now, about $130 for your CR bet. As you see, it quickly trickles to about 175 up to 300. Now, I remember people paying anywhere from 140 to about 220, probably, let's say, 250 for this card. I don't know if people would pay 300, especially for a one-of, but it is possible. Now, the reason why this card is bought out is because it's been seeing a lot more play, and that's good because I always thought this was a very strong card, even at 1 copy. And one of the main reasons that this card's seeing a little more play is because it can out Mystic Mine under certain interactions, right? Depending on how your chain links are, where you will be at a point where you activate this effect, and you will have the equal amount or less monsters than your opponent controls. So you're able to out, say, Mystic Mine or any other card that if you decide to destroy another card, but most likely mine. I think this card is always a very strong one-of, since it can also help bait your opponent out of a negate. You special summon this. Let's say one of their negates is Herald of the Arclight, right? Because a popular board in, let's say, Dragon Link is you end on Herald of the Arclight, Savage Dragon, stuff like that. What you could do is, if they say have a 3 to 4 negate board, special like Pankratops beat over the Herald. So that's about, that's 1 negate gone. Since this is 2600, it does force your battle phase, but you could then trigger as a quick effect this effect to bump a card your opponent controls, right? Forcing them to say, let's say you target their board load Savage Dragon, they would either use one of their other negates, like let's say a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, because that's what the end board for Dragon Link usually looks like, or they would use some other thing to force this interrupt, right? So it's a really good card in that sense. Now, the only issue is it's from Ancient Guardians, and what I want to talk about Ancient Guardians specifically really quickly here is I think this set is going, first of all, it's a garbage set. Don't get me wrong. $40 is where it should be. But I think it's going to set itself up as a set where it's profitable if you pull one of 2 CRs, which is the Pankratops or the trade-in, which is calming down to about $105 right now, because this set is just really worthless. Like, I still wouldn't tell anyone to buy this set, but it's just one of those sets. Alistair the Invoker shouts Bahal for the secret rare. Lightly plates are not even touching 4s until a little later. About $5 for a near mint here. If you are actually looking for an Invoked engine, which comes in and out of the format. And I still think it's really good. $5 for a near mint secret rare Alistair Meltdowns here at about first editions, mind you. For an extinct set, about $5.50. And then invocations here, not even touching the $10 mark for unlimiteds. First set's not even touching the $10 mark until a little later here, about $9, closer to 10. If you're looking to have an engine or buy the Invoked engine, I really think now's the time to pick up a lot of your stuff. Some people are saying, oh, this will get hit on the ban list. They've been saying that for years, and this engine has been very in and out of the format. It's more tier 2 or rogue at best than it is tier 1 by a landslide. So if people are worried about this getting hit, I really think that they're smoking a little too much of that green. Decode Talker from OTS 6 here. Ultis are about, lightly played about 21. Near mints are about 22. I said when this card was a $12 card a long time ago, hey, you could grab it, but I heavily don't advise it. Now, this is a very old OTS card, and it is a quote-unquote collector card. I would just rather put this money in somewhere else. I just don't think this is a good ulti. Curious Lights from Dominion. Now, I always told people because I've been asked to go over this card once in a blue moon, hey, if you have these, make sure that you have at least, say, a playset, right? Now, this card was around, I think, $20, $25 when people were mentioning it to me. And I was like, Curious at $4 or $5. That's never going to stick. I'm not in a rush to cover it. And here we are at $5 for a super rare. Now, I don't have an issue with this because its only printing was like 4 or 5 years. No, Extreme Force, I think, is 2018, if I am correct here. So about 4 years ago. It's a pretty good card, just very specific. What this card does, because it's been a while, is if this card is destroyed by or leaves the field from a plus card effect, you can target a card in your graveyard at your hand, right? So, not too bad. At least gets you a card, for any card from your graveyard, mind you, right? And then, if the card's link summoned, though, you just send a card from your deck to your graveyard. Okay, so, Foolish Burial. Cool. And if a card is sent to your deck to your graveyard by an effect, right? Any effect, so not just this effect, send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. So you get to send a specific card that you want, say like an Eclipse Dragon or, something you want to effect on. And then you get to mill 3, right? So pretty good, right? Fills up the graveyard since the graveyard is a second hand. And then, I don't think this is a broken ruler card at all. But yeah, $5 here. I want to see, did anyone actually buy it at something stupid? That's what I'm kind of curious about. No, people were buying it at 5s. I just want to go. Okay, some people were buying it at like $8. Nah, people were being stupid. Unfortunate poor souls. Triple Tactile's Talent rides to a dual secret. And I told people repeatedly to get this card when it was low. And right now, well, $79 going up to $80, $85. If you have secret talents when they were about 50, good job. You made a lot of money. Ultras, $30 respectively. I told people when this dropped to 15 that I thought was pretty absurd. And now we're sitting here at $30. Remember, this card's really good, right? People just got tired of the card or bored of the card. I play talents in the majority of my decks because in today's Yu-Gi-Oh, there's no way that I'm going to be playing the game and my opponent is going to say, yeah, I'm not going to activate a monster effect, right? Now, sometimes they'll activate their stuff in the battle phase or outside of the main phase, which is unfortunate. There are times where talents is a dead card, but it's less often than not. So Ultra is the 30s where it is. Call by the Grave Seeker is about $10.45. And then you have the super rares at about $2 here. I would recommend you guys get these supers from Extreme Force rather than the Ultras because their quality is pretty awful and you're going to have a mod play card. So it's going to be unmovable. It's going to be cheap. It's going to look worse, right? I'd rather get a super rare that could stay in good condition. Now, a lot of people have actually been saying that this card is a 0 or 3-up card, right? And to those people, I have to say, what crack are you smoking, right? This is at 1, I think this card could be at 3, but they had to sell talents, right? What this card helps you do is it helps you banish problematic cards, either like DPE or, a hand trap, right? It's a 1-for-1 card, right? And it could be negated, mind you. So, and it does target as well. So I don't think it's a crazy card. I think that in a lot of cases, talent would be better. The only way that Howl by the Grave is more of a sacky card isn't getting rid of a hand trap. And it's really funny how the same people who want this card banned want Maxi at 3, right? And that's where we need Call by Grave the most, probably. But for Call by the Grave, if you say have a DP effect or something that activates that needs to be in the graveyard at resolution to get its effect, Call by the Grave could feel a little sacky. But we have cards like Ghost Bell, DD Crow, all that, right? I don't see the problem with Call by the Grave. Heart Pour Supers, $7. You know, these, I remember telling people always get these at dollars. And when this card did not come off the last list, I remember saying, hey, when this card goes to $2, $3, make sure to get it again. And it went to 4. And I said, wow, it's not that many listings. You know, 4 is what, if you want it, 4 is what you're paying for it. It's probably not going to go lower than that. If it does, it's going to go slightly lower and then higher. And right now, I'm seeing a near mints at $7. So next page, roughly about $9, $10. Now, Orchestrated Babble here, dollar. If you want to get in on some goodness, you know, people aren't going to look at Galatea, Dingarisu, right? And all the other high rarity Orcus cards. They're really only looking at Harpour. You know, some of the stuff, 65 for light play. I mean, I'd pay $10 for the near mint more, but if they were for 85, a light play for 65, not bad. Dingarisu here, 75 here, going at 83. So he's stabilizing above the $50 mark. That's good to see. Psychic Life Tracer for one of our last cards here today, before we get into some of the bigger ones. If you guys don't know what this card does, you just banish a Psychic monster from your graveyard and gain 1200 life. Now, why is this card being played? You obviously know why it's being played. It's because this is easy to make in time, right? And $4 for your lightly played. So once we go into firsts, 7, 7, 7, about $10. Now, I love this card because not only does it look cool, but I love Crossroads of Chaos. And I used to use this in one of the 5D games because this is one of the first synchros they gave you. I think it was the 2010 one. And I love that game. In fact, I really want to maybe start on Team Neptunia, a series where I actually start playing some of those older games and seeing what I could do here. Now, Punk's right over here. CR Foxy Tune, about 90. Good price for it, I think. Ogre Dance, 45. Okay. 38 on Amazing Dragon. I think that's a fair price. Foxy Tunes over here, about 35. You know, you have some cheaper ones here for like 31, but they're basically up to the $35 mark. Not-Broke Ogres are going to 10. I think that's insane. Dear Notes at 8. 2s. These guys are going to hit $1 eventually. The Charmers have been going absolutely crazy, but you guys already know this. 1,500, no thank you. Area, my girl. 1,200 in... Man, this card might be like one of the next Apollosis guys. Oh, man, I'm so glad I got mine. But, yeah, $1,200. Like, do people also not remember that we're in Spite format? Like, you could take your opponent. It's totally awesome. In fact, it's what, 1,500 defense or less? It's totally awesome. Have 1,500. I think it has 0, doesn't it? Yeah, it's 0 defense. So you get, okay. So you can special that. That's good. Lina, I think this is way too much for a Lina. I remember someone told me they got one for $650 and they bit the bullet because they really wanted it. And here we are. Actually, no, they got it for $600, I think. Something like that. Now, what I'm going to tell you is they also have black damage for $250. No, thank you. Black Rose at 510 in Lightning Storm over here. 247, 70. You know, 2 garbage ones, essentially, right? Now, boxes are about $60. You could probably get a case for less than $600 if you're lucky. You got Diviners here at about, well, 40. Basically, you know, you got fewer cheap copies from less than 1,000 sales, but 50 to 55. So if you pull one of these, your box is made back. Bloody Rose at about $8, $9. About $8, $9, $8, $9. You know, $8, $5 here. And you got, and remember, I've gone through a lot of ultras here. So you're gonna pull 4 ultras a box. Most likely you're gonna get in a money ultra. You got your Dishonest here at 3, 3, about 2.5, 3. $2.50 supers that fly off the shelves. That's not bad. You know, this set, if you did decide to go Starlight Hunting, you could make some of your returns back. And you got trap tricks investments here that you could get for cheap that could bubble up, right? You got the Rocks Roses at dollars again, another dollar super rare over there. In fact, this card has one more dollar super here is Dark Infinite Attic Nisser, right? So your ultras and supers are gonna make a decent amount of your money back, and if you pull the ticket secret, you got your box paid over and more, right? Actually, these are revving up to $1 too, and I remember these kind of go up and down a little bit. It's very odd. This set is interesting. Oh, wait. 79 listings on your Sun Vol. Okay, so you basically have, what, 5 super rares? And I know this card sees a little bit of play. The super rares here are actually really magnificent. So, Lightning Overdrive, something to consider. The Dark Charmer, Gloomy Starlight rare here. 600 going up to 750, going up to 800. I think that's way too much for a Charmer that, came out a set before. I think that's a little insane. Or 2 sets before at this point. But, Battles of Chaos, still a good set to grab. In fact, I want to check up on Illusion really quickly. If you guys like Mark Watch, make sure to check out my live streams, by the way. Tuesday, 10 p.m. Central, 220. We also open up some OTS. 205, 100, 68 for a box, but then you got some good money secrets here. 69 listings. That's kind of hot. $35 for Illusion, say. Not bad. Then we got here Hida, 407, 475. I think this is a pretty good card to get right now, honestly. Then you got Asa, 300. Fair. That's fair. And yeah, that is the Market Watch. It was a little shorter today because not only was it a double upload, but in about 24 hours, roughly, when you guys see this, we're going to have a live Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. We're going to see these prices as they update. And there will be a video showing off some really cool PSAs I've been getting. I don't know if it's going to be a series or not, or what exactly I'm going to do with those. But hope you guys enjoyed this Market Watch. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. If buying any cards off TCG Club, please my link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. Let me know what cards I'm going over in the next Market Watch in the comment section below. Hopefully I'll see you guys on the next live stream as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.